So you can also message us on Facebook, or you can drop that by our studios, West Main Street in Princeton. Of course, Youth Bible Study is each and every Wednesday night. You can ask the Nicole Adams at the Java table for more information. It's quite the New Season Center, West Market Street in downtown Princeton. Caldwell County High School is reporting a limited number of passes still for basketball. Those are going to be on sale this week from 8 to 3. $50, gender specific. If you want to go to a girls basketball game, you got to get a girls ticket. If you want to go to the guys games, you got to get one of their passes. Now, you're going to need those passes and your mask to be able to go to these basketball games. There is a limited amount, so make sure that you get on it if you want to do that. Of course, while you're there at the venue, all the masks need to be wore at all times. And you're also expected to practice social distancing and behave yourself once you get inside. Caldwell County Lady Tigers and Tigers, of course, have kicked off their season. The ladies' game this Friday has been canceled. For any of those updates, make sure you visit yoursportsedge.com or our website at WPKYonline.com. Christ Tabernacle's annual holiday food drive is officially ended through the month of December. However, now's the time when you bring those pantry boxes to the food pantry. Now, that's at the Life Center on Highway 62 in Princeton, Monday and Fridays from 8 to 12. Christ Tabernacle's annual holiday food drive at the Life Center. Caldwell County FFA Spirit Cards. They're available right now all over Caldwell County. Ackridge Farm Supply, Big John's Barbecue, Casey's General Store, Falder's, Java Table, Coon Dog Inn, Tin Roof, and so many more. Only $10, and they support your Caldwell County FFA kids and in all that they do. So make sure that you go by, get those. You can save a lot of money, actually, all year long if you do that. Again, Caldwell County FFA Spirit Cards. George Coon Public Library is open Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 4:30. Give them a call, 365-2884. And finally, cold days are here. If your kid needs a coat, you can call the Hope Center at the high school, 365-8050.
Cloudy or partly sunny skies. Either way to look at it this weekend, reaching a high of 37 both days. 39 the expected high today with a slight chance of through the day.
WPKY, YourSportsEdge.com, and Edge Media Group proudly offer Tiger Tales, a 2020 look back at the 2020 football season. Stop by any of these locations for your free copy. Farmers Bank and Trust Company, Herb Hayes Furniture and Mattress, Josh Ray Woodman of the World, Trice Hughes Incorporated, and Treasures Remembered Florist and Greenhouse.
Keep up the good work.
If you're a Caldwell County football fan, you'll love this collector's edition full of full-colored pictures, stats, and more.
You are so great.
And the best part, it's absolutely free.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks to these additional community supporters, Caldwell County elected officials, McDonald's of Princeton, Caldwell Medical Center, and C3 Electric. Caldwell County's Tiger Tales. Pick one up today from YourSportsEdge.com.
WPKY.
And 1580 103.3 WPKY.
The time has come to make your nominations in the Best of Western Kentucky 2020. Nominate your favorite businesses today in over 100 categories at WPKYonline.com. Nominations end January 17th.
A new year, a new you. Bella Marie Boutique, Princeton and Hopkinsville is so glad to see a new year, a brand new start. First, they want to say thank you to their loyal and loving customers. You're absolutely the best. And second, if you're not a Bella Marie shopper, here's your personal invitation to check them out. They think you'll become a fan too. You'll love their selections, their prices, and their amazing customer service. Bella Marie Boutique with locations in Princeton and Hopkinsville. Be sure to follow on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates and specials.
Community leaders around the area are supporting the greatest comeback of all time.
Yeah, so we've only been here for 18 months, and I'll be honest, I would have never, sorry, I might get a little emotional. I would have never dreamed that we would have been so successful in 18 months, but Trigg County has done nothing but embrace us.
Well, supporting local. I mean, we have preached that for years and years and years because it's so important for me to be able to employ people. I need the people in our community to support us. And, I have around 50 employees here. And so that's a pretty big payroll. And so for us to be able to support that many employees, we have to have the support of our community members.
The community really has embraced me and all of our staff, and I hope that we give back in the same way that Trigg County gives to us.
The greatest comeback of all time is underway. Continue supporting local. Together, we can make a difference.
It's time for your SportsEdge.com Sideline Report with Todd Griffin. Talking sports and more here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYOnline.com. Here's your host, Todd Griffin.
Good morning, everyone. The Sideline Report is on the air from 1035 West Main Street in Princeton. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk some basketball today with girls basketball coaches Chuck Mitchell and JJ Griggs in the studio with us. And Chuck, first of all, good morning. Thanks for coming in today.
Hey, good morning to you as well, and thanks for having us.
JJ, thanks for coming in and being on the show.
Thank you, Todd. Good to be here.
Yeah, last time you were here, I think we were doing the Tiger Day, so I think everybody was here that day.
Oh yeah.
So I appreciate everybody coming in and being on the show this morning. Like I said, we're going to talk a lot of basketball. Need to get to a quick break here on the show, though, but we'll come back and talk with the coaches a little bit more after this on the Sideline Report here on WPKY.
Did you know 7 out of 10 people overspent during the holidays and are now worried about recovering from this?
If you're one of the 7, don't worry. We can help at ABC Finance.
Hi, this is Jody Lamb at the Princeton ABC Finance location.
And this is Todd Morris at the Hopkinsville location.
And we can help you recover from the holidays with easy payments you can afford.
At ABC Finance, we provide loans up to $15,000.
We are locally owned and staffed, and decisions are made quickly, usually within an hour.
Apply online at abcfinanceonline.com.
You can even give us a call, and we will take your application over the phone.
To view social distancing guidelines and safety measures, like and follow ABC Finance Company on Facebook. ABC Finance is located off Fort Campbell Boulevard in Hopkinsville next to O'Charlie's, and in Princeton in the Princeton Plaza. ABC Finance, all loans subject to normal credit approval.
Are technical issues causing problems and slowing down your business? Solutions Technology Group can solve those technical problems and put proactive measures in place. Our cost-effective managed service program is designed to keep your systems up and running with computer and network health monitoring, antivirus protection, computer backup and recovery, as well as unlimited support. For more information, call 270-522-0000 or visit solutionstg.com.
Traveling the Bluegrass with Holst Allen Watts has another busy week. Alan, where are you traveling this week?
We stop in Warren and Pulaski counties to talk with State Fruit Growers President Jonathan Price and State Vegetable Growers President Joel Wilson about the 2021 Fruit and Vegetable Growers Conference. Hear from Dr. Will Snell about what agriculture can expect in 2021. Learn about a new animal health vaccine from Merck Animal Health's Dr. Chris Thompson, and meet Greenup County farmer Kenny Imel. That's Traveling the Bluegrass, weekdays around 6 a.m. and after the WPKY Noon News Edge.
Community Medical Clinic is located in Princeton, Hopkinsville, and Oak Grove. Community Medical Clinic is committed to keeping our patients healthy. Telehealth allows our patients to receive the care they need from the safety of their own home. Telehealth is accessible by a video call, computer, or a phone call. Telehealth visits are great for medication refills, anxiety, depression, and other concerns. Telehealth is covered by most insurance plans. If you're uninsured, we offer a sliding scale program or self-pay options. For more information, you can follow us on Facebook at Community Medical Clinic or visit our website at communitymedicalclinic.org.
We continue here on the Sideline Report on 1580, 103.3 WPKY. Again, thanks for joining us this morning. We had the boys basketball coaches last week and talking to the girls basketball coaches this week with Chuck Mitchell and JJ Griggs. And Chuck, a big year ahead for you guys, 4 seniors this year and an experienced group, and you guys have to be pretty excited about this.
Oh, yeah, we're very excited. You know, we got, like you say, we got the 4 seniors playing, and they're excited to play. They've been playing together a long time, so I'm just kind of still the newbie of the second year, but they're wonderful kids, student athletes. You can't ask for better kids. They do well in the classroom. Don't have to worry about that, and that's the main thing. And they come to practice every day with a great attitude.
Last year, you guys had a pretty good season, but just battled injuries the whole time.
It was one of those seasons, and I talked to a lot of my friends around the state, coaches, about that, and they said, well, maybe you just got it out of the way. And one year I said, but it was a toughie because we were expected to do a lot, and it just seemed like we were getting hit everywhere with it.
Had to rebuild your coaching staff just a little bit this year, but you got JJ back out there.
Well, listen, I was going to say this from the jump start, but the coaches this year, and that last year they were great too, but Coach Griggs and Coach Tori Loomis, who couldn't be here, she's working this morning. I don't have to worry about nothing, and my wife she keeps me going. Without her, I couldn't do anything, But these coaches, if I'm doing something, they just keep continuing with practice. They don't. There's no stoppage, and like you say, Coach Griggs can handle these girls. It's not her first rodeo, so.
Well, JJ, how'd you get back into basketball coaching?
Good question. Of course, that was always my first love. I've done it long time before I got into volleyball, and Coach Mitchell just kind of came and asked. He was, I guess, in a bind to have to come get me. I don't know, but anyway, JC, of course, is my niece, and it's a way for me to get to every game too. So and be a part. I've coached those seniors at different levels before, and had relationships with them already. And so it was just kind of a no-brainer to go ahead and do it. And I've only got a couple years left, so I thought, why not?
Well, and after volleyball, you didn't really have anything to do, right?
That's right, yeah. Just nothing to do at all. Just
and her knowledge of the game, I was just, I'm still new, but her knowledge of the game is very impressive. I was excited after the first day, so it's been a great addition for her and Coach Loomis. They're very good with the kids, and that's awesome. And Steve Smiley is helping. He's a volunteer assistant. He's helping, and he's really good with the kids. He's got a daughter playing, so it's a good combination of coaches.
Well, and Steve has seen it from a lot of different angles. He was head coach at Todd County, a coach over at Christian County, so he's kind of had some different looks at it.
Yeah, he's coached in places where, like I have, where you got super athletes, and you can run, and then there places I've been, you just got to do what your talent dictates. So he's been a good addition as well. I don't know how much he's going to be able to be around with school starting back and meetings and stuff, but he's been a great addition. But I cannot brag on the coaching staff enough. They've really helped.
Yeah, and Steve is a former Tiger. Tori is a former Lady Tiger.
Right.
JJ, you're a former Lady Tiger.
Exactly. So. We all have a little bit of buy-in to the program, that's for sure. We want to see success.
Absolutely.
JJ may be one of the few people that has seen almost as many games as I have.
That's true, Todd. Right there with you. You're just a little bit older than me, so you got a few on me. But yeah, it's I've been around a while.
Well, I'm guessing you were getting dragged to ball games when you were little.
Oh yes, for sure. I may have more than you then, if you.
Well,
yeah,
I mean that's gonna. I also got taken to a lot of ball games when I was little.
Okay, all right. I still think you beat me.
They didn't have to drag me. I wanted to go.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too.
I was one of those gym rats.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the sad thing about being in the time we're in now, that not everybody can come to the games, and that's just something we got to get used to. But
yeah, I had former players calling and wanting to get it, and I just I have to break the news to them. It's just right now, for the first month, I would think it's going to be 15%, I think, and they wanted to get in and see. So I was glad that they called me and wanted to be there, because we miss them, really do.
Well, at some point, do you think maybe we'll get to the point where we can have a few more people at the games?
Well, I think what the train of thought is now, they're going to give it 2 or 3 weeks and see how things are going, and then make a decision then.
Because right now, most schools are, about 15%?
Yes, sir.
And some of them not even maybe that.
Yes, sir. And, my alma mater, Lawrence County, they played Fairview last night. I think it was at Fairview. And the guy that officiated that game, he and I both went to Lawrence County, so I don't know why he's doing it, but they were pretty good. But he said there was a pretty good crowd there. His daughter's actually missed basketball, Savannah Wheeler, a couple of years ago. She's at Marshall now, but he texted me, he said, dogs rolled. He said there was not much officiating in that game, but he said they had a good crowd there, really good crowd.
Well, the games I've been to, it looks like a good crowd because most of the people are put up top in the gyms.
Right.
And so it makes it look a little fuller because the bleachers at the bottom aren't pulled out.
Right. I got to figure that the timeout thing it kind of frustrated me the other night because I couldn't get everybody together. So that's something we're going to work on so we can, when we're talking to the kids, that we're a little closer together. Not, we're going to want to keep our 6 feet, but we want to be where we can see each other in the eye and make eye contact. So
yeah, lots of weird changes you got to get used to this season.
Different.
Well, I was going to say it's kind of weird looking over at the bench, and the bench takes up half of.
Yes, half the whole gym
it's
there.
Crazy. It's great. And our administrators, Kim Farmer, Miss Phelps, I'm going to tell you, Waney, they worked on that, getting everything set up. I'm telling you, people behind the scenes, these folks working to make things happen for these kids is unbelievable.
Well, I've mentioned that several times that, I don't always see eye to eye with the KHSAA, but I really felt like they went to bat for all the high school athletes this year and really did everything they could to make sure that, we could have seasons.
Absolutely. When I was watching on, I'm sure you were, the Board of Controls, when they made that decision, I was just totally blown away. But they're like you say, they want to try to get started, make things happen, and then if things gets canceled, we do that and roll on.
Well, and we've already had a few problems with basketball here and there. You guys have a game Friday that got canceled.
Yes, sir. We were supposed to play Madisonville, North Hopkins, and it was canceled. They were supposed to play Hopkinsville on Monday or Tuesday of this week, and it was canceled. So they've not had a game yet, and I talked to Coach Duvall yesterday, and he said he just it's up in the air when they're going to be back on the court.
Madisonville's girls and I think Hopkinsville and Christian County have put their programs on hold for the time being. But I do know one thing. At some point, we're going to have a state basketball tournament this year.
Guaranteed.
You can guarantee that after that meeting. They got to have that. It's about you got to pay for things, and the KHSA's got to make the money. And basketball and football bring in a lot of revenue when them state tournaments, and that helps pay for things.
Well, and in football, they were still able to have 4,000 or 5,000 people at those state championship games.
Yes, that was nice. Yes.
So it's in a 56,000 seat stadium, but you still have those people there, and they still pay to get in, and they got the season done.
Yeah, they got a season in. That's exactly right. Volleyball I thought was very fortunate, and they did it really good, the right way. I watched them practice. I watched the way Coach Griggs and company did their social distancing, and they got after it. Of course, we have a great volleyball program, so we got us basketball, and that's what Coach Griggs is going to bring to us that winning attitude.
That's right. I told him yesterday that I haven't lost an all-A game, so we're going to try to continue that next week.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Well, COVID's been tough on everybody. I don't think anybody has much good to say about COVID. But you look for the bright spots, and I think back to graduation last year, and it was horrible that they couldn't have a graduation like you usually have. But they had that great parade.
Oh, it was not. It was awesome.
It was awesome. That was fun.
I hope they do that again. Actually, I would sign on for that, and I'm a parent of a senior. I'd rather do that than the old school one.
That's what I was going to say. That after we did that, so many people were like, "Well, this was better than what they might have had if typical graduation." So
definitely.
That's a bright spot, and
it was a lot of fun.
It was fun
for volleyball. You guys got to have a couple of senior nights,
right? Exactly.
And, you had one early and one late.
Yep.
You got the whole senior night for Fort Campbell out here. That was
that
cool.
was nice. That was nice.
That's great. I thought.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you never know what's going to come out of it. Hopefully, some good stuff.
Yeah. Well, and got to host a first-round game in the state tournament for volleyball.
Yeah, there was lots of new stuff.
So that was. It
was exciting.
Yeah, that was fun. McCracken County. You guys gave them a battle, but that McCracken County volleyball team is pretty good.
Yeah, I wish they could have really gotten the full state experience, to get to go to the state tournament.
I agree with that.
But they still earned the right to play in the state tournament, and that's what they'd been working for a long time. So
now you'll probably know this. I've got a little trivia. That's not the first time a state event has been held in Princeton.
Oh, Todd.
Didn't want to put everybody on the spot, but a state event has been held in Princeton before. Give you a few seconds to think on that.
Let me think about that one.
I'm going to ask you guys about how COVID has kind of affected your practice and your preparation for the season.
Well, it definitely breaking it up every we went 6 weeks, 5 weeks solid, and was getting really. We was getting in shape, and good things were happening as far as running our stuff, and then we got shut down a little bit, and then we kind of started over again, and we just got to be able to adapt and adjust and move on. But I guess for the last 3 weeks, we've really been getting after it, hard, and focusing on a lot of conditioning and trying to get better with that.
How weird is it to have an opening coin toss?
Well, I told him. I told him when I went out, if I win, I said, can I defer to the second half? That's. But we lost the flip. But that was really strange. I'm not quite figured that one out yet, I guess. But okay, we'll do whatever it takes. But it was really different, So okay.
But my understanding is, if the game goes to overtime, you have a tip. Is that right?
He told us. I think so. He told us at the beginning if we. Yeah, I don't really understand that either, but okay.
Well,
that's interesting.
The word I got was that some of the officials are older. Don't want to call them old, but kind of getting older.
Sure.
Well, that's a close contact situation when you have a referee step in between two players and throw the ball up. So they were just trying to eliminate one more close situation like that.
Yeah, I get it.
And once the ball is put in play.
Exactly.
You don't really notice it anyway. So
yeah, because these players, if Carson Parker is guarding you, it's going to be face to face most of the time.
Yes.
She is an unbelievable defender.
Well, you guys got the season going the other night. A tough loss to Union County, 40-26. But we were talking before we came on the air that I think if somebody said, "Coach, if you only give up 40 points tonight, are you okay with that?"
Yeah,
okay with
I'm
it.
fired up about that. Yeah. But it was like we didn't get enough shots up. We passed up a lot of open looks. When we did take shots, there's like a lid right on the basket. We couldn't get it to fall. It was not a pretty game. I'm not taking anything away from Union County. They have a nice little team. They can shoot it in. I thought we defended well in the half court. We got out and defended. We got a little tired. That's what we're focusing on, conditioning right now. But it was a game where I was nervous because I didn't know how everybody's going to react without our 3 seniors last year. And we got to get the ball in the people's hands that can score. And they got to understand once they get the ball, they've got to do their job. So we've talked to them about that. I know Coach Griggs has talked to them about that as well. So, and we're trying to get Carson Parker more offensive minded. We're doing some stuff for her. So,
well, and going into the season, you look back to last year and Jada Boyd has had the basketball in her hands for 3 or 4 years, and Bella McConnell has been, that workhorse under the glass and scoring for you guys, and it probably does take a little while to get used to those players not being there.
Yeah, after the Union County game, I watched a lot of game tape from last year, and I watched what Bella brought to the table, and she could come out of a crowd with a ball against much taller defenders and the ball would go up and go in. I've never figured that out, but we missed that. That's something that's missed, and I think they miss it. But they realized after the other night that it's on them.
Right.
And like you say, Jada did too. She had the ball in her hand. Lucy Goffnet, she brought a lot of defense for us. I mean, she did her job.
Well, and you talk about Bella getting shots off, and sometimes it didn't always look pretty, but it always found the basket somehow.
Yeah, she'd be shooting from the bench. I say, no, good shot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and she was one of those players that didn't have a lot of height, and I don't know, some people have a knack, I guess. It's just talent. But you see some players that struggle to get their shots off, and then there are other players that somehow never get a shot blocked, and you wonder how they avoid that.
She's tough. That's the first thing. She's tough. She played against, I guess she said, her brother and dad, and they got her tough. And she
and
was
I was
tough.
her first coach.
That's it right there.
I was her first coach.
That's
exactly.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. We've got the pieces of the puzzle. I think they just have to realize that they are that piece, and that they have to, these seniors just have to get it in their head that it's, it's their year, it's their time, and I think they will. It's hard when you don't. Especially for girls, it's just a different breed, and it's harder when you don't get a scrimmage and you don't get to do those preseason things that you normally do during a season, and then you're coming off of 2 long breaks from Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then they shut us down for 3 weeks. So I think they'll be fine once we get on the road.
Yeah, and rebounding wise, so proud of Morgan McDaniels. Oh my goodness, she really has got in there and mixed it up on the glass. When she starts banging some shots down, we missed a lot of shots. The shots we did take, we missed them. They were close around the rim, but those are going to start falling.
Well, and JJ brings up a good point that you don't really realize how important scrimmages are until you don't have them.
Right.
Amen to that.
Yes. You just see how things are going to flow, and everybody's, what everybody's going to do, and the dynamics of the game, and when it doesn't count, you can kind of go and do whatever you think needs to be done, but then it's a real game situation thrown on you, and I think they just kind of panicked a little bit.
That helped us. It's like last year we went over and played in Crittenden County. We played Hickman County at 9 o'clock in the morning, and they just rolled in there, and they beat us by 4. I didn't say nothing. Is this what we're going to do? And then we played about an hour later, and we lit it up. We played. We woke up. That is something you can't get if you don't have your scrimmages. That wakes you up a little bit. So I thought those 2 games were really crucial for us last year going into the beginning of the year.
Well, and we've all been around long enough that we know you don't judge a basketball season on 1 game.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
It's a long time between now and the end. So they've got a lot of growing to do. But I think, like I said, it's there. They just have to realize, JC and Maj and Morgan and Carson, they're going to grow and become the leaders we need them to be. And I think if we go from there, that everybody else will come along with them.
Talking with basketball coaches Chuck Mitchell and JJ Griggs this morning on the Sideline Report. Need to get to a timeout here, but we'll be back with more after this on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Treasures Remembered.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast. 39 the expected high through the day today, with a slight chance of a rain-snow mix throughout the day and a slight chance of a wintry mix tonight, cooling down to 29. Mostly cloudy skies through the day tomorrow, reaching a high of 39. Mostly cloudy, 26 by tomorrow night, and mostly cloudy or partly sunny skies, either way to look at it this weekend, reaching a high of 37 both days. 39 the expected high today, with a slight chance of a rain-snow mix through the day.
Deer season's right around the corner, so if you happen to bag that big buck with your vehicle, let Trice Hughes' Collision Center go to work for you. Call or stop by for a free estimate.
Great people make up our home team at Trice Hughes. Trice Hughes is here for you and any questions you may have about your vehicle. Buy your next vehicle from the home team. Find them on Highway 91 North, Princeton, or at tricehughes.com.
The WPKY News Edge is committed to keep you informed. Each weekday, they'll email you the top news and sports story of the day for free. No subscription fee. To sign up, click on the news tab at WPKYonline.com to sign up today. Sign up and receive these information updates for free to your email inbox. To sign up, click on the news tab at WPKYonline.com.
This is the Sideline Report on 1580, 103.3 WPKY. Thanks for tuning in today. Chuck Mitchell and JJ Griggs in the studio with us and talking about the girls basketball team this season. And Chuck, we talked about COVID a little bit there, but I know that kind of threw you guys for a loop this year trying to make a schedule because every time you had one set, something got changed.
So scheduling, I'm sure football's the same way, but scheduling with basketball, you've got so many games you have to play, your district games, and one of our district games was canceled for Friday. But I bet I've had 10 different schedules, and I'm trying to get the kids because a lot of my kids work, and so they get to their bosses. But it's unbelievable how many times, and as soon as they tell you when you can play and what's going on, every coach is on the internet trying to get games. So we were very fortunate. I think we had 27 or 28 games scheduled.
Well, and if you lose a district game, especially this year, it's a little difficult because only the first district game this year counts toward tournament seedings.
Yeah, yes, sir. And we were supposed to play at Madisonville, so Jeff and I have not really talked about how we're going to do that yet. But like the second game will be at our place, so we'll see what he wants to do.
Well, and that's another question. When you set the schedule, did you try to make it to where the home and away was kind of equitable for everybody, or?
Yeah, and the bad thing, I think we got one doubleheader, boy-girl doubleheader, but right now with all the district games, for example, Friday night I would have been playing at Madisonville, and the boys have been playing at home against Madisonville. So they tried to limit the crowd size.
Well, and JJ, you guys kind of ran into this in volleyball too, that some places just can't hold a lot of people,
right?
And so they really limit who can come. And you guys have parents that go to everything.
Oh yes, we definitely do, and I think that's true for all Caldwell sports. I think Caldwell fans just travel better than a lot of schools. We have a whole lot of fans at every different sport level, and it varies on who they are. That they don't have anybody out there that they even know, but they go to every game, and that's awesome. But they're not really going to get the opportunity to do that this year. But it was nice on the other hand too, though, because if we went to Central or Madisonville, their gym was big enough. We actually could have more people at those gyms than we could in our own gym.
Right.
So we'll run into that a little bit. But some of these smaller schools, it's going to be hard when you tell a kid you only get 2 tickets, and they've been bringing 6 or 8 with them, and so that's going to be interesting.
But when we talk about the attendance limits, I mean, that's everybody in the gym. When they say you can have 180 people,
right?
Well, that counts 20 players on both teams and the officials and cheerleaders and
exactly
school officials that are there, media. I mean, so that 180 gets eaten up pretty quick.
It does.
And I'm really pleased with the way our administrators, for example, our cheerleaders, they split them up. Mm-hmm. And now they're getting to cheer game, and I think it's working. They've done a great job with that. I mean, for example, JC's sister is cheering at her games, so she gets to see her play. So it works out. Like you say, there's some bright spots. You can figure things out. Our administrators have done a wonderful job.
Definitely. And there are still some tickets available. If people are still wanting tickets to the girls and the boys, there's still some season passes available. Just call the high school.
Well, and you have to have a pass for girls or one for boys, right? You can't get one for both. You have to pick one or the other.
Keep the numbers.
One of the few positives, and we talked about positives about COVID earlier, that I found is it's a little easier to find a parking spot these days.
Most definitely. It is.
I get a little closer to the gym, but I'd much rather have a packed house. I know the other night for our opener, there would have been a whole lot more people there.
Oh, yeah. I
went down to watch Lyon and Crittenden's boys down at Marion Tuesday night, and that would have been a huge district game.
Oh, definitely.
And you can just tell the atmosphere is not quite the same, and that has to affect players too.
Yeah, it must have, because it sounded like Crittenden was up at one point. I couldn't get it. I watched the girls play on, streaming it, but the boys, they say, was a really good game.
It was back and forth for the first half, and then Lyon got up on them a little bit in the second half, and it's really good Lyon County team, pretty good Crittenden County boys team too. If Lyon County gets up on you double digits in the second half, though, it's going to be tough because they have all those guards. They're going to spread the floor, make you spread your defense. And, if you foul them, they hit their free throws. So if you're down on them in the second half, that's a bad place to be.
Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right.
And they didn't have couldn't get very many people at all, I wouldn't think, in the Lyon County gym.
The girls played at Lyon County, and I didn't get to go down there.
Oh, okay, that's where it was.
But I know they were only going to have people up top.
Oh, wow.
That they had a few seats downstairs for people who couldn't get up top.
Right.
But other than that, everybody was up top. And at Crittenden County, the first 3 or 4 rows of the bleachers on the side that come straight down were put down where you couldn't sit there. And the lower set on the other side was pushed in, so you couldn't even get down to that section.
Wow.
So it's, like I said, it looks a little strange when you're used to just people being packed in a gym, and you realize that now we can't pack people in a gym.
Yeah. And I hate that from the standpoint of the student sections too. I'm kind of in charge of that a little bit, and we really have missed that all year, because they'd come up with themes, and they'd have theme nights, and there wasn't a gazillion of them, but they would pack it as much as they could into the student section, and I hate those kids have missed out on that.
Coach Griggs does it all, if you've not noticed. She does it all. I'm going to try to keep her till she retires. That's my goal.
Well, few people have helped me as much at Caldwell County High School as JJ. She's always my go-to.
Yes, I do know everybody.
So I'm going to let the cat out of the bag, that when I need something, and there have been a lot of people give me a lot of help through the years.
Yeah, I'd say, Coach, what about music? I'll take care of that. We got music, Didn't have, it was another. I love it.
But you talk about the student sections, and there was actually a point in time where it was tough to get students out to the games. And you guys actually had to work at that.
We did.
And now you get the big student sections,
Right.
except COVID
Exactly.
doesn't allow
exactly. They had worked up to, they were
It's
having
awesome,
ESPN night, and they'd
Yeah.
have broadcasters out front and build the thing.
That's
and,
a lot of fun.
and-
Yeah, I
and-
love
it's
it.
so much fun. And I do hate that they're getting to miss out on that. But, it's just part of it. We'd rather play than not,
Well, and it's part of high school sports, I think, for the home crowd to show up and the students be there, and
Right.
they kind of heckle the other team.
Oh,
a little
yeah.
bit.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
That's
They
part
do.
of it. That's
They've
part of
gotten
it.
in trouble a few times, but, it is part of it.
as long as you keep it clean, I mean, that's good fun.
Right.
And, one of the best things to me about watching high school sports, and maybe this has evolved through the years. Maybe it didn't happen as much back in the day, but you'll see kids really get on one another, and a student from this school and a student from that school, and they'll yell back and forth during the game, and then after the game, they're hanging out talking to their best buddies.
And I think that's something really that has changed a lot now, I guess, with social media and everything. Of course, when we were in high school, we knew a couple people from Lyon County and Crittenden, but we didn't know everybody, and we didn't know everybody from any county close, but they know everybody now.
They talk to them
They talk
constantly.
about it before the game,
Yeah.
after the game, during. So that's one reason why they can heckle them a little more, because they know who they are. They know who their girlfriend was. It's always interesting.
Exactly. I mean, it's a great. They're talking to each other through the week. We're getting ready to play.
Right.
Crittenden, they'll be talking to some of their players.
I guess social media has kind of brought some of that on too. So
definitely.
Yeah, and it's not a bad thing. I think
yeah.
they really, really like each other. And
Yeah.
then, but when
Yes.
I tell them when they step between the lines, it's business, and then we got to take care of that.
Oh, yeah.
But I've been on the field for football games before, and you can just hear the talking going back and forth, and after the game, they're standing there taking pictures with each other.
Yeah.
So it's just a different dynamic than kind of what I was used to growing up, I guess.
Yeah, me too. That's for sure.
You guys have Livingston Central coming up on Saturday, and you said a little time change for that one.
Yes, sir. The varsity will be playing at 1, and then the JV right behind it.
What do you know about Livingston this season?
Well, we know that they've got one senior, and that's the ring girl, and she's very, very. I like her game. Last year when she come and played, Livingston was good enough to let Jada score a point or score a bucket in her senior night, I think it was, and actually she missed the first shot, and the girl from Livingston caught it and just handed it right back to her to get her shot in. So that was great sportsmanship. I love it. But the game-wise, the ring girl is a phenomenal inside player. I think she had 25 points the other night against St. Mary. She can play inside or out. I think she's better with her back to the basket. They got some young kids on the team that really contribute. I've seen a little bit of game tape on them. They're a good team. They're a sound team. Coach Ring will have them ready. His daughter is a senior, so they're going to come out very hungry Saturday.
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot to mention that, but I think one of the best things was when Jada missed it. That made it a more special moment than it would have been if she just have hit the shot.
Yeah, we'll never forget that now.
Yeah. The girl from Livingston, I guess, gets a rebound and a turnover.
Yes.
I guess Jada got a steal on that play.
Yeah.
So
she
got a basket and a steal. So, but
Only the stats man is thinking of that.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Well, have you had any time to think about my trivia question from earlier about?
Was it a football game?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay. Well, basketball then?
No, we actually won the state championship that year in the sport that was contested here in Princeton.
I know what it is.
Right.
Golf.
Yes.
Thank you.
1977 golf
hit.
team.
A little hit.
That state golf tournament was played at the Princeton Golf and Country Club. So
wow.
People don't realize that sometimes, but yeah, they actually got to win the state on their home course.
That's awesome.
So just a little trivia to throw out there this morning. So need to get to another break here on the Sideline Report, but we'll be back with the basketball coaches after this here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Life is filled with moments. Moments we share with those we love, worry about, and strive to protect the most. At Woodman Life, we provide life insurance and retirement products to help protect you and your family so that you can enjoy all the moments to come.
This is Josh Ray, your local Woodman Life agent. Come see us at 1009 West Main Street or give us a call at 365-6111.
Certain eligibility and age restrictions apply. Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society, Omaha, Nebraska.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast. 39 the expected high through the day today with a slight chance of a rain snow mix throughout the day and a slight chance of a wintry mix tonight, cooling down to 29. Mostly cloudy skies through the day tomorrow, reaching a high of 39. Mostly cloudy, 26 by tomorrow night, and mostly cloudy or partly sunny skies. Either way to look at it this weekend, reaching a high of 37 both days. 39 the expected high today, with a slight chance of a rain-snow mix through the day.
Winter's creeping our way. It's time to button up your car, truck, and SUV with a pre-winter inspection from Trice Hughes' service department. They'll do a multi-point inspection of your vehicle, including checking your antifreeze, wiper blades, battery, and more. Time to get ready for Old Man Winter with Trice Hughes.
Trice Hughes is here for you and any questions you may have about your vehicle. Buy your next vehicle from the home team. Find them on Highway 91 North, Princeton, or at tricehughes.com.
West Kentucky Real Estate and Auction holds monthly auctions at the Auction Center on US Highway 62 in Princeton, in the former Hancock's grocery store. Be sure to check their website for dates and times and listings of auctions and days at the Auction Center. WestKentuckyRealEstate.com has all of their upcoming auctions listed. If you would like to have an auction or would like to find out how to consign at an auction, contact West Kentucky Real Estate and Auction. Wayne Boyd, broker auctioneer.
We continue here on the Sideline Report on 1580, 103.3 WPKY. Thanks a lot for tuning in this morning, talking girls basketball with head coach Chuck Mitchell and assistant coach JJ Griggs here on the show this morning. And again, we appreciate them coming in and spending a lot of time with us on the show. And Coach, as you look at your team, we talked about the experienced players, but you've also brought up a lot of younger players, and those kids are getting to go against some of those more experienced players in practice.
Yes, sir. We're definitely preparing for the future with that, and we've got a lot of good young kids, like you say, the 4 seniors. Just to mention, JC Jaggers tore ACL at Tillman last year, I think in December. Finished the season averaging about 12 points a game. As soon as we got beat in the region, she had surgery, and it was completely torn. So you playing with torn ACL. She really wants to play, and she's doing really well. The other 3 seniors they're just stepping in. They're going to start making their shots, and they're the great leaders. But the young kids, you're talking about Paris Gray. She's a junior, and she worked all summer. She's going to be. I think she's a little nervous the other night. It's her first start. So, we're expecting big things out of her. We brought up Katie Smiley. She's 5'11", 6 foot tall, 8th grader. Excuse me. But
she's one of your tallest players, if not the tallest player. So.
She's she can play multiple positions, but being the biggest girl,
And for some reason, we don't grow them very tall in Caldwell County, except for an occasional player here or there.
I've asked around what's going on here, but Katie Smiley, Morgan Akins, Briley Butts, those 3 are really going to be able to compete. Jakaya Copeland is really doing well. I'm pleased. They're picking it up. The older girls know what I want, and they're helping them as well. Coach Griggs is doing the JV team. We got 2 kids that are playing JV and varsity that play a lot of varsity, and that's A.J. Hollowell and Presley McKinney. Both of those girls, they know. I'll tell you what, so coachable. Presley McKinney is such a coachable kid. She'll do anything you want, play anywhere you need, no questions asked. So we've got some young kids, coming up, and we're excited about. I'm trying to we have a gym full. We've been doing 2 practices for our freshmen. We got a lot of 7th and 8th graders that practice first, and then they'll leave, and the varsity finishes practice about an hour and a half later. So we're trying to get a lot of kids in the gym.
Well, and I guess the trick is trying to get kids involved when they're young and get them in the youth program, and then kind of bring those kids along.
Yeah, right. And that's the key. And also, I know a volleyball coach that's going to help us with some players now.
And I've also found a couple that I'm going to add to the roster as well.
So it works out good. It works out good.
You can go right from volleyball to basketball.
I tell them, play everything.
That's right.
Don't isolate yourself to one thing, because you don't want to be an adult, 25 years old, and say, I wish I'd have done this. Because that's your high school career.
Sure.
I did. Back when I played, it was 3 sports. You played your 3 sports.
Yep.
And now there's so much to choose from.
Well, yeah, exactly. There's so many things pulling kids different ways, but you have a limited shelf life to play sports.
Right.
I've tried to tell kids before that, they say, well, I need to work. I'm like, you've got your whole life to work.
Exactly.
You've only got this little window of your life to play sports. If you can, play sports.
Do it. Do your thing. Have a great
take the
memory.
opportunity.
Great
and do it.
memories you
Yeah.
get from that. It's just
Sure.
it's unbelievable.
Well, and the research is there. The kids that play sports, they do better in the classroom. They don't get in as much trouble. They have somewhere to be, so they're not looking for
Yeah, they're too
trouble.
busy.
Yes.
Yeah,
So there's lots of reasons. Working with people, there's lots of reasons why you need to be involved in sports.
Well, and from a height standpoint, you guys probably had a bigger volleyball team than a basketball team.
We did.
They sure
We did.
did.
I tried my best to get a couple of them to come on
She
board.
did work on 'em.
But I did work on them, but I just couldn't get them talked into it. But we're going to get that changed.
Well, and the volleyball program is a great example of building for the future with the younger kids
Right.
because you had the youth program and the middle school and all that thing, getting all those kids, and it seems like every time you look up, you guys have another 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 that are really, really
Right.
good.
And I think we're kind of back to that. We had a little lull there where we didn't have as many kids because we kind of had a group that was a little bit stronger, and now we're back to hopefully where we can just plug in a new group every year, and we've got them trained and ready to go. That's the plan.
You think that is a big thing for us, and I'm
Definitely.
really involved with that now. I'm actually with our youth basketball right now. I go to the 3rd and 4th grade girls basketball practice and work with them, and then now they're setting up a 5th and 6th grade, so I can help with them. But if you're going to build a program, it starts there, and you've got to keep them involved. And a lot of kids do the travel stuff, and you can see on Twitter the pros and the cons, and and all of this. But the bottom line is you're only in high school for 4 years. Try to do everything you can if you can, and keep your grades up. So that's what. Don't isolate yourself to one sport.
Right.
One big thing coming up for you guys next week, the All-A Classic, and you guys have a bye for the first round, and you play the Lyon Livingston winner, right?
Yes, sir. And I think that's going to be a big tournament. Last year we probably come in as a favorite. I'd much rather come in this year the way we are. People, maybe we can surprise some people. I love the All-A. I've been to 2 state tournaments with Harlan when I was a coach there, and it is an awesome experience for the kids. Smaller schools to get to travel, to get to do stuff that they might not get to do. So we're excited.
Like JJ said earlier, you guys never lost a
That's right.
regional All-A
Right.
and have a state championship.
That's right. That's right. I never lost a regional All-A game, period. So they're going to have to do some work next week.
You know who's going to do the speech right before we go out in that game.
Well, that's been big for the volleyball program, though. I think that helps kind of attract kids because they kind of expect to have that experience of winning the region in the All-A
Exactly.
and going to state. And I think this is still true. The only public school in Kentucky to ever win a state championship, either KHSAA or All-A Classic, is Caldwell County.
That's pretty amazing, isn't it? Pretty amazing.
Every other champion's been a private school.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
we
you got
won't even get into
Assumption and
that.
those kind of things. Well, yeah, that's probably a topic for another day. But
yeah.
But it is difficult, and I mean, well, you just look at Louisville right now. The public schools can't play.
Right.
The privates, it's
right.
business as usual.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it don't make sense. I feel bad for those kids in Louisville, Jefferson County. It's just what do you say? You just gotta go with flow, I guess. But those kids are not playing; they're seeing their friends in private
Right.
schools playing.
Sure. Yeah.
But you guys are playing Thursday, I believe, against Livingston or Lyon.
Yes, sir.
And that's at Livingston,
Yes,
and then
sir.
the championship is Saturday afternoon. So
Yes, sir.
And
So,
you guys are definitely among the favorites for that again this year. Who's the team to beat, or are you just looking at that first game?
Well, you're definitely looking at the first game. You never know who's going to come to play in those tournaments. It could be either one of those teams. I've seen tape on both of them. Both of them play almost the same type of game. Jeff Doom has got, Jeff Doom, he's always got something up his sleeve. So if you're listening, Jeff, you might want to share that with me. But I think Crittenden's got a very good team. They got everybody back. So we was fortunate. We played Crittenden 3 times and got 3 wins last year, and they were all 2 of them were really tight, and they've got everybody back from that team. And I know that they'll be ready to play. So I think it's a toss-up. Whoever comes to play is going to get that one.
An interesting situation this year. We talked about golf a little bit earlier with the girls' state championship team. Golf has actually helped a few teams out in the second region this year because Catherine Brown's not playing basketball at Lyon County. She's going to concentrate on her golf career, which she's pretty good at.
Yes.
And the Zeba girl from over at Madisonville is not playing. She's going to concentrate on golf as well.
Yeah,
so that helps everybody else out in the region in basketball a little bit.
Especially, Madisonville, that's I think I took 55 points they lost.
Yeah.
But Catherine is at the driving range a lot when I take my son, and I get to talk to her father, and I've become pretty good friends with Catherine. Her maturity level is unbelievable for her age, and I follow her. I told her, I said, basketball's going to miss you. Even though we're competing, basketball's going to miss you this year, and you do what you think you need to do. And I think she might figure it out and maybe come back sometime. But, boy, I love watching her play basketball, except against us.
Well, I kind of compare it a little bit to Emma Talley.
Yeah, Emma always wanted to get back and play basketball.
Yes.
She always wanted to.
And she would have been good.
Yeah, she was a pretty good player back in. Yeah, she was one of those that was always running around the gym when she was a little kid.
Yeah. Awesome.
And
I did not know that.
She always wanted to go back, and Dad was just like, I don't think it's a good idea.
Well, she could have played softball. She could have played basketball. She probably could have played volleyball and helped you guys out.
Probably.
But I think she made the right choice.
I think she get win.
Definitely.
Catherine, you see her. She's been to Florida. This way, she's been everywhere playing.
Yes.
I mean, that's the way you get better. And she told Landon, she said, playing is good, but she said, work on your game. Go to the driving range. Work on your putting. Do all that stuff. And I think Landon has a chance to play a bit. Coach Cash is going to work with him this summer with the high school team, and he loves it. And I agree with you. It did kind of put a hole in some teams. Jeff and both Jeffs are probably missing them, but kudos to them for working on their game.
Well, and Catherine no doubt watched Cullen all those years, how hard he worked and his attitude on the course.
Definitely.
And that has to help her so much.
What a tremendous person he was, and Catherine's fallen into the same. She's just she's very mature for her age, and she'll talk to the media, she'll talk to coaches, and when she decided she wasn't going to play, she sent me a text. She said, "Coach, I just decided not to play," which I thought, what young
what
high school
kid's gonna
does
do that?
And so basketball's going to miss her for sure.
Going to be interesting, though, and one thing this year, Caldwell County gets to host the 7th District Tournament, so any idea yet how that's going to look or what kind of setup we're going to have for that?
Kim Farmer, I feel for you. I don't know what it's going to look like.
She's definitely been tested in her abilities, but she's rose to the occasion as usual.
She has, man. I'm telling you, she keeps us on track, too. If we're not doing something correct, she keeps us on the right path.
And hopefully by then, some of the restrictions will be lifted and we can have some more people in the gym.
Well, and we talked earlier about your difficulty scheduling for girls basketball. Well, Kim has to schedule everybody, has to keep up with all that.
Her first year in it, she has been put to the test for sure.
What would be a successful year for you guys this season? What's maybe some of the goals for the team?
We talk about this. We want to be very competitive in the Class A. I want them going with a good attitude. That'd be nice to get that one. I thought we had a super chance last year, and I think we got a great chance this year. We just got to go in and play both nights. If whomever we play, I think the district, Hopkins Central's playing good basketball right now. I think the district's wide open. With all the points that Madisonville lost, they don't rebuild, they reload. They got some young kids that can play. You look at their roster; they got 2 8th graders now that can really play. So I think even a district, wouldn't it be nice to get a district championship at home?
Oh yeah.
That's something that's a goal for us. I think it's very attainable.
Well, and Madisonville's had such a good run going here lately, and we mentioned Zeba's not playing, and the LaGrange girl is apparently out with that knee injury from soccer, so that kind of opens a door there a little bit too.
But I tell you this, and I watched them play several times because I had to play them. Those twins,
the big girls,
they made everybody better.
Yes.
I don't care. They ran their 1-3-1. They put one on the top, one on the bottom, and he exactly what he needed to do. But I think those two made everybody else click. They fed off their defense, their block shots, everything. I'm glad they're in college.
Yeah. Again, no game Friday for the girls, but the boys' game still on Friday night at the Cab Gym, and we'll have that here on WPKY. Girls game Saturday afternoon, 1 o'clock varsity.
1 o'clock varsity at probably 2:30, 2:15, something like that for the JV.
Okay. Good deal. I appreciate you guys coming in. Good luck this season.
Thanks for having us in,
Thanks,
Todd.
Todd.
We want to promote our kids, so anytime
That's
you
right.
need us, let us know.
We didn't even get to pro wrestling. I
know.
threatened you guys with pro wrestling.
Now,
so.
I was ready for the Star Wars, but not the pro wrestling.
I didn't even think about
That's
that.
right.
That'll be the next show.
Okay.
Next time for Star Wars. That is Chuck Mitchell and JJ Griggs, Caldwell County girls basketball coaches. And again, the Lady Tigers playing Saturday afternoon out at the Cab Gym against Livingston Central. That's going to wrap us up today here on the Sideline Report. This is Todd Griffin. Thanks for joining us here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
WPKY, Princeton.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. After yesterday's riot at the Capitol, President Trump in a statement says even though he disagrees with the election results, there will be a peaceful transfer of power. Congress affirmed those results at 3:32 a.m.
Vice President Mike Pence presided over the certification after yesterday's upheaval, directly addressing those who breached the Capitol, saying, quote, "You did not win, and this is still the people's house." One woman died after being shot in the chest by Capitol Police. She was part of a crowd that was breaking down the doors to a barricaded room. 3 others died of medical emergencies on the Capitol grounds yesterday.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Slightly fewer Americans put in new unemployment claims last week.
That came in at 787,000. Looking at continuing claims, 5.072, and that is actually better than expected.
Cheryl Cassoni with Fox Business. The December monthly jobs report comes out tomorrow. America's listening to Fox News.
Our biggest storage event just got stronger. The Store More, Save More event going on now at the Home Depot. Get the exclusive 77-inch Husky welded I-beam steel shelving for just $179. It now holds up to 10,000 pounds. Plus, it's the only steel shelving with a full lifetime warranty. Find more Husky steel shelving online at HomeDepot.com. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. Limited time only. Event and dates vary by store. Claim based on 2,500 pounds per shelf when evenly distributed. See store for details.
You know where you were when the Golden State Killer was arrested. You're a moderator on the Zodiac Killer subreddit. But now you're in search of a new challenge. Enter Solve, the hit podcast that puts you at the center of the investigation. Solve is like no other murder mystery podcast. You'll track down killers hiding in plain sight.
You all right?
Yeah, it's just disturbing. Have you ever seen anything like this before?
Not like this.
Listen to Solve wherever you get your podcasts.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Brantley Furniture.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast. A slight chance of a rain-snow mix this morning and then a chance of rain this afternoon, a high of around 40 degrees. We'll see a slight chance of a rain-snow mix tonight, down to 28 for the overnight low. Cloudy skies through the day tomorrow, only reaching 39 for the high. Mostly cloudy and 38 for Saturday, partly sunny 40 on Sunday. 40 the high today, with a slight chance of a rain-snow mix before noon, and then a chance of rain this afternoon.
Ugh, ladies' night out with your mother-in-law. Not so much fun. But Wednesday's Ladies' Night Out at Southern Lanes, now that's a different story. Ladies enjoy margaritas, Bahama Mama, and bottled beer drink specials too. Don't worry about shoe rentals, they're on the house, and play the Southern Lanes Arcade on Wednesday night, and you win double tickets. So one night a week, you can enjoy your mother-in-law.
Find Southern Lanes on Kenton Pike and Hop.